All right, let's bring in Craig Button this morning, and I have to say, looking good in that EST hat today. Button, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Matthew delivered it to me last week. I think it was game 2, so have to make sure I wear it proudly.
How's it fit? Does it fit nice? Fits well?
Yeah. Well, it's got one of these adjustments in the back. So if my head gets small or my head gets big, I can adjust it. So if I told you it didn't fit well, it would be user error.
Yeah, it's kind of tight. Well, Craig, there's these little things at the back. All right, Craig Button is with us on the show this morning. Craig, we were expecting the Oilers to kind of come out of the gate flying at home in Game 5, a chance to take control of the series and go up 3-2. They did not. Is that more on them, or is that more just on the Florida Panthers continuing to be a really good opponent?
Well, I mean, we know the Panthers are a really good opponent. I'll be straightforward. It was shocking to see what unfolded on Saturday night in Edmonton. And you right off the bat, it was really interesting. They were on a power play, and they do the drop, and McDavid picks up the drop, and he's trying to pick up speed. Like, he couldn't get into third gear, let alone fourth or fifth gear like he usually does. And it was right at that moment in time you're kind of going, like, they don't look like they have their legs. And I don't think they ever had their legs. They just weren't able. And when you're going to play a good opponent, they're going to recognize and close you off. And they didn't give them any space. And the Oilers weren't able to generate any space. They weren't able to generate any backward movement for the Florida Panthers. And you know, post-game, I said, when you have 18 players, skaters, that play below their capabilities, you have no chance to win, none whatsoever. And to me, that was a simple fact of Saturday night. They didn't have their legs. Nobody played to their capabilities on the Oilers, and that's why they lost the game. And it was shocking. And, you know, even the building, like, like you have all this excitement building up to crescendo, and then slowly, it was like air going out of a tire. You can hear it, you can feel it, and even when they scored, it was like, oh, they just scored. Like it was such a muted response, and I guess it's like anything else. It's one game, park it, move on. But the Oilers simply just didn't have. They didn't have one of their better nights. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with the one game, park it, move on. But there are some continuing storylines that are going from game to game, and one of those is first periods. I mean, the Panthers have outscored the Oilers 11-4 in the first period, 7-0 in the first period of the last 3 games. And people are asking us, they're like, who's responsible for this? Is it the coaching staff? Is it the leadership core? Is it the entire group? I mean, Craig, you're not going to win a Stanley Cup if you spot the other team 2 goals in the opening 20 minutes over and over and over again. So what is going on in the first period of these hockey games with this team?
Well, here's my analysis of what's going on. And you know, Chris Knobloch post-game on Saturday, he tried to go, well, special teams. Chris, like, it has nothing to do with special teams. It has to do with your team's not ready to play. Now, part of that is, and I think a big part of it is, when you start to go down the Oilers lineup, and their bottom 2 lines are giving them absolutely nothing. Like, when I say nothing, I'm talking nothing. And then you have Corey Perry and Connor Brown playing in the top 6, trying to find their way. You know, Evander Kane is down on the 4th line, giving them nothing. So who's going to generate energy for you? We know McDavid and Draisaitl and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, they're going to get in there and they're going to play and they're going to give you everything they got. But they are slipping more and more and more to more players not giving them anything. Like, the bottom 2 lines on Saturday night were pathetic. Now, when I say everybody played below their capabilities, the bottom 2 lines were pathetic. And then, you know, Corey Perry's going to try, Connor Brown's going to try. They have just too many gaps right now of non-performing players. So what's Chris Knobloch going to do? The last 4 minutes of the game, he's got to play the same 6 players. He doesn't have anybody else. He's only got 6 players. And now you're running out of gas. So to start the game and to start to establish, you need some energy. You need some pop. You need some oomph. They haven't got that. No physicality, no skating, no jump. And I'm not expecting Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid to lead the way with respect to providing energy. But when you're getting none from too many players, that's going to be a big reason why you start out so poorly.
And Craig, we've talked about Knobloch usually making these, and it's funny that, Kapanen was the odd man out that night. We go back to the decision when he was included in the lineup, and we were all walking around here.
Like, what's he doing? Why is he putting Kapanen in?
Chuckling a bit, but it proved
great.
good for the while that he was in. But, as you mentioned, what are his options right now? And I look at a guy, too, like a series screaming out for, and I know you mentioned him, Evander Kane. I thought when Kane, before Hyman's injury, their numbers were night and day as to win now since Hyman's been gone for Kane. But where does Knobloch go now? We've always said he's had that Midas positive touch with this team, but where do you think he goes then for Tuesday in terms of what he's got to work with? And I'll also parlay this into another change that he made, which was Pickard in net. I mean, we're all thinking around here it's probably Skinner. Your thoughts on that as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris has had a magic touch, and
he's done well.
We were all surprised. I think like everybody surprised that Kapanen wasn't in the lineup, and even the explanation. Well, we wanted some fresh legs. Kapanen played 8 minutes in game 4. It's not like he played 28 minutes and was taxed blocking shots and penalty killing, and the game went into double overtime. So, I was surprised by that. When it comes to the lineup, what we're seeing is no different than what Chris Knobloch and the coaching staff is seeing. So when you're looking down your bench and you're figuring out what do I do, who do I put out there? I mean, he's in hope mode now that somebody can go out there and give him a good shift. That's how it was Saturday night, and that again speaks to a roster right now that far too many players are giving far too little. So. Right now, Eric, and it might be just a silly response, but it's almost like he's just got to appeal to empty the tanks, guys. We need everybody to try to max out here on Tuesday night.
Yeah,
I would start Pickard. I'll tell you why.
You would start Pickard.
Well,
okay,
I'd
interesting.
I'd like to hear it though. Yeah,
I'll tell you why I would start Pickard. You had Skinner out, Pickard in, they win. Pickard in. So, you want to just keep jumping your lineup, in, out. Pickard was fine on Saturday night. He wasn't the reason. He was no problem there. And again, Ekholm playing the right side. I mean, the minute he played him on the right side, well, what is going on here? Ekholm never plays the right side. Sure enough, what ends up happening a few minutes later, Marchand beats him like a rented mule. And Matthias Ekholm's a pillar for this team. So you put him in a bad situation. You take Kapanen out. You don't have any players. I think he needs to get back to a semblance of rhythm and order. And now making another goaltending change, okay, what are you going to do? How are you going to do this? I would go with Pickard just to keep some continuity in my lineup and try to keep some familiarity. It's here, it's there, it's back, it's forth, and I think that's a problem right now for the Edmonton Oilers. And
Craig Button with us on. Go ahead, Craig.
Sorry, just quickly. And when you got to expend so much energy in coming back like they had to in game 4, that saps your energy too. And with one day in between games, Klingberg, I thought Klingberg should have been back in the lineup on Saturday night. Troy Stetcher can't play right now in this series. He can't play. He's a liability. He steps out on the ice. The minute his skates hit the ice right now, he's a liability. Get him out of there. It's not fair to Stetcher. It's not fair to the team.
Craig Button with us on the show this morning, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. I said in the 6 o'clock hour of the show today, I said, I can't believe this is a sentence, but I'm going to read that same sentence again. How do you slow down 37-year-old Brad Marchand? What are you supposed to do with this guy right now?
Yeah, it's interesting, Dustin, when you say, how do you slow down? So when you have too many players that are not engaged mentally and physically, think about the 2 goals he scored. He jumped the face-off.
Yeah.
Not only did he jump his winger, he jumped the defenseman. One was from 180 feet. The other one was from center ice. To me, if I'm Chris Knobloch, I'm taking this up and I'm going, wait a second here. We have an offensive zone face-off. The puck ends up in our net. We have a center ice face-off and the puck ends up on our net. And I would just circle the guys that weren't ready to engage. If you're not ready to go mano a mano with Brad Marchand in terms of effort and determination and readiness, he's gonna beat you like he did. So you ask me how you stop him? You got to be ready to go right there with him. Brad's 100% in. Every point you're below 100% is going to give him an advantage. So I'm Chris Knobloch. I'm showing everybody, this is how he has success. We're helping him because we're not engaged with him. Like it was like those 2 goals, as great as they were by Marchand.
Yeah.
Like it was a pathetic display of readiness by the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh boy, do you think they bring it back home?
I felt before Game 5, Dustin, that there would be a Game 7.
Yeah.
And the series has gone back and forth. We've seen the ebbs, we've seen the flows, we've seen the swing. There is no way that the Edmonton Oilers are going to have a bad game on Tuesday night. There's just no way. I'm not changing my thought that I think there'll be a Game 7. I think the Oilers have a really good game in them, and that's all they need right now for Game 6. And then we'll see what happens for Game 7. But I will say this. There will be no Game 7 unless they get a marked improvement from a number of their players. And I'm not talking about 93, 97, 29, 90, 28. I'm talking about the rest of the group that right now you better buck up and deliver here in terms of whatever you give. Because if they don't, there will be no Game 7.
As always, man, you bring the heat. We love it. And thanks for stepping in on a Monday, man. We appreciate it. Keep that hat on.
No
It looks
problem.
good.
EST. EST. EST.
There you go. That's Greg Button chanting EST to wrap his segment today.
Good look on him. I'm glad he chose
that's a nice
the
looking
trucker
hat.
yeah.
That trucker hat is good.